Hello, patrons!
Hi, guys!
Welcome to another Q&A. Is this part 5?
I don't even know
I'm going to say part 5 of the Q&A. Answering questions from 3.5 months ago. And we're going to answer so many today.
Yeah.
We're going to answer, like, probably all of them. We'll probably be like, oh, I wish there were more questions by the end. Because, you know, we're only about halfway through. We can easily blitz through that. It's a very special Q&A. Well, because we're here answering some questions for change, but also because it is our anniversary. Our 2-year anniversary. Not our anniversary.
No,
We've been together for ages, too long probably. But the channel is 2 years old.
Oh, just over 2 years
Just
old
over, yeah, absolutely. By the time you see this, certainly.
2 years and a couple days.
Amazing. And please forgive the state of the office. You can see the boxes and stuff there. We're sending out loads of prizes and stuff. Finally. It always takes us so long to send out prizes.
I know. And you can't see this side. This is like...
We've got a pile of boxes literally this high from the ground. Right now, I'm touching it right now, right next to Evertel.
It is literally like that scene in Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
which we made a joke about.
Except instead of packing them away forever, we're sending them off to Australia.
Exactly. Well, same thing.
Yeah. So if you are waiting for those prizes from the Argus meme competition, sorry, we messed up with the boxes, but we've got some really good boxes now.
Yeah, we have some great boxes now.
And that stuff is going to be getting to you. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Enough of this dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
Our wine choice today, just
oh yes.
then we'll start with the questions, I promise. Is a Côte d'Aron from Tesco. It's a nice one. 10 quid. Worth it though. Worth it. Anyway, question 1 is from Mike Jono. Mike Jono might not still be a patron. He might not remember writing this question. It's so long ago. His life may have changed so much.
Anyway,
since
Mike
he wrote
says,
this question.
Hi guys, I find your content most refreshing compared to most YouTubers, as your humor and wit are perfectly aligned to my own.
Oh, good man.
You seem like genuinely nice people, and I hope the great British weather is nice for your big day.
Of course it will be. It's July.
We're indoors. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, here are my questions. 1, what is your favourite food?
My favourite food, unfortunately, is my mum's chicken spaghetti. My mum is Italian, and I've always been brought up with really lovely Mediterranean food and yumness. And yeah, she just does this. She does a great bolognese, even though that's not a proper Italian dish. Even though that's a fake Italian dish invented by English people. But she does an amazing chicken spaghetti. It's literally just chicken in tomato sauce, like chicken, like thighs and legs and stuff. And it's got capers, and it's often got bacon and stuff. But I can't eat it anymore because I'm vegetarian.
Well...
No, I am. I'm a proper vegetarian who doesn't eat any meat ever. And that's why my current favourite food, if not my all-time favourite food, is chili... garlic chili corn masala.
Yes. So it's a dish at our local Indian place.
Our local Indian is the best Indian I've ever been to in my entire life. I've never been to India, of course.
And this corn garlic chili masala is just so good. It's just bits of corn and a nice chili masala
I don't really like
corn garlic chili masala.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like corn if you're not from Britain, because
corn.
Quorn. I only just learned that this is a completely British thing. They've only just released it in America.
Well,
it's been in Britain since like the 60s.
We've had like meatless alternatives. I forget what they're called in America, but we've never had corn.
But corn is like a particularly good meat substitute because it's quite, stringy and like it just feels like meat a lot of the time. It's not like tofu, which is a bit wet, really. But it's got like pretty much no nutritional content at all. It's like hyper processed, but it is just there to be a meat substitute. And I don't really like it, but I swear, this corn masala, chili garlic masala, it's actually genuinely, I don't say this lightly, it's genuinely the best curry I've ever eaten.
Wow.
And like I said, I've never been to India, but I have been to Dulwich Tandoori, which is the best Indian restaurant in the world, bar none. Fact.
It's very good.
And it's easily the best curry I've had there. So...
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well...
what about you? What's your favourite food?
My favourite food is probably any of my mom's traditional Polish cooking, / my dad's, because my dad actually does
Your dad's an amazing cook.
My dad is...
your dad has cooked the best cod I've ever eaten. Because I don't like fish. This was when I was not a vegetarian, by the way. And one Christmas, he just went off into the garage, into the shed. What do you call it? Garage. Okay. And he just fried up some cod, and I was like, oh, I don't really love cod, and it was one of the nicest things I've had in my mouth.
It's really great. So kind of like traditional Polish cooking. So there's this thing called gołąbki, which is just like ground meat and rice wrapped in cabbage and tomato sauce, which is actually really good.
It's really nice.
Dumplings, pierogi. So those are like that's my favorite like food group, my food category. My actual other favorite food is probably anything with fake American nacho cheese.
Like anything.
I think it's because I miss it so much because that like cheese goop is pretty much illegal here.
But that's
you can't buy. I was gonna say you can't download it here. It's confusing.
Probably can download it.
Oh, it's Friday.
It's probably 3D printed anyway.
I know. It's like it's just like it's so
not cheese.
processed.
And like that's why I really find it funny how Americans are allowed to call that cheese.
It's cheese.
Because there's so little actual cheese in it.
It's cheese product.
It's like cheese flavour product.
It's never exactly. It's called cheese flavour product. It's called cheese flavour product. And I actually really miss that. And I miss like queso. I just miss processed American cheese.
But that's like actually really big on the kind of hipster circuit now is really expensive, trashy food, which must like, cost like trashy, pennies to put together.
Super trashy, especially like vegetarian or vegan food.
Yeah.
But it's just like covered in like vegan mayonnaise.
Because in the early 2000s, it was all like really nice burgers with really prime cuts and they're really big and really thick. But now it's gone completely the other way. Now you'll pay like 15 quid for the shittiest burger you've ever eaten. But it'll be like, oh, it tastes so good.
It's so dirty.
It's so great.
You buy it from some dude in New York. It's like, I love it though.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. So my favourite thing that your mum does is her borscht.
Borscht.
Oh, sorry, it's borscht in Russian, isn't it? Borscht. Yeah. And which is like a beet soup with little pierogies in.
Yeah, little tiny dumplings called ushka, which means ears.
That's another of one of the nicest
tiny
things.
Ears. Yeah.
Another of the nicest things
good.
I've ever had in my mouth. 2 of the nicest things I've ever had in my mouth that come from your parents. 3.
Anyway, next question. Do you play any board/tabletop games? I've heard Taliesin mention Warhammer a few times.
Yeah, love Warhammer. Do you know what? I haven't played Warhammer in about... Well, okay, so we play... Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, we host a D&D night.
Yeah, in this very house with some guildies and some old friends that we used to live with as well. And it's awesome, and we look forward to it literally every week. It's brilliant.
Still learning though.
Yeah, and I bought a Hero Forge miniature for my halfling bard.
So cute.
And I bought loads of Citadel paints and stuff to paint him because I used to play Warhammer and Blood Bowl and all these amazing games. I was like, this will be easy. I used to paint models like this all the time. I used to be really good at painting models. I sat down, I was like, this is really hard, and I can't remember. And it's because I suddenly realised I literally hadn't painted a Citadel miniature for 20 years.
I think it's the face you struggled with.
Yeah, it was the face I struggled with so many things. Faces and fingers, I can't. I can't. But I'm getting back into it now. But yeah, I used to play Warhammer 40,000. I used to have an Eredar army and Eredar. No, Eldar. Sorry. Yes.
Wrong game, bro.
So much of WoW just steals off of that. Yeah. So it's hard. An Eldar army, and I also had a Dark Angels army. The Space Marines, dark green Space Marines. But Blood Bowl was my game. And I used to go to a club, like in a scout hut, this is before the internet, every Tuesday when I was like 11 to play Blood Bowl in a Blood Bowl league from my local comic shop Swansea, which is in the arcade, if anyone has been there. They used to have an upstairs room which used to sell sit-down miniatures. They only sell comics again now, I noticed. And Simon, who owns that shop, he used to run this amazing games club. Maybe they still do, I don't know. I've been there a while. And we were in the Blood Bowl League, and it was one of the most exciting things I ever did, because it was all adults, obviously, playing this stuff. Yeah. We used to play Vampire the Masquerade, and we used to play Blood Bowl.
Nice.
2 completely unrelated things. It was brilliant.
Yeah, but still, you know.
And I still maintain that Blood Bowl is the best board game or computer game sports simulation ever made.
Wow.
It captures the feeling of like a team versus team sport better than any other game of any sort I've ever played. Bar actual team sports. Yeah. It's amazing. It's just brilliant. It's like, take away the fantasy setting in that, and the actual mechanics of that game are incredible. So good. And I used to play an online league called Fumble. FUMMBL.
I remember that.
So good. God, I love that game. What about you?
I play D&D.
Yeah, D&D with me.
That's my game.
Good. I'm glad. Good.
Yeah.
How did you propose to Taliesin? How did you propose Taliesin? It could have been that way.
It could have been that
Wasn't
way.
it? Great thing is, okay, these questions have been here for so long that I don't actually know if we've answered this before.
I don't think we've answered.
Ah, okay, so, well, let's tell it from your point of view because it's quite interesting.
Well, I was at my work Christmas party, but earlier in the day, Taliesin was texting me like, "Hey, should we get dinner at this one place?" And I was like, "There's like one too many smiley faces in that message." Or, you know, it was just like and, you know, just, I was like, why? It's like a weeknight. Like, why are we getting dinner in this nice place? And I just had a feeling. And so, you know, I was at my work Christmas party and then was going to get dinner afterwards. And of course, you know, free wine / booze.
Wouldn't blame you for that.
Yeah.
And also, it was in my interest to have you as drunk as possible.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just, you know, having a couple of beverages. And then, you know, I was chatting with a group of lady friends. And I was like, guys, I think I'm going to get proposed to tonight. And everyone was like...
Totally guessed it.
And everyone was like, wow, that's bold. That's a bold thing to say. And then one girl is even like, oh, I remember when I thought I was going to get proposed to. Didn't happen for the next 3 years. And I was like, thanks. Thank you. And then I popped across the river.
Met at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely meal.
It was
But
so
one of the
good.
head waiter there
Yeah.
was like an old school friend of my ex-girlfriend,
Yeah.
which was really weird. And I thought there might be trouble. And I was like, oh no.
Trouble.
But actually gave us a discount, didn't he?
Yeah,
that was
really
quite nice.
It was really nice. And
Thank you, Morgan.
And the waiter came around was like, "Good evening. Are we celebrating something today?" And we were both like,
Because it's quite an expensive restaurant. He saw us and was obviously like, well, they can't just be here just for a meal. It must be a special occasion.
Exactly.
And I was like, no, we
And I
are
was
actually
like,
just here for a meal.
I don't know. Are we?
And we finished, and then we walked along the south bank of the River Thames. And my plan was there was a wharf, a jetty. There were loads of jetties going into the river along the south bank of the River Thames. If you're in London, you'll know. And on our second ever date, we went to the Globe Theatre to watch a play in the rain. We were like we were two of only about 20 people there watching this play in the rain.
In the rain.
Henry V.
And
it was very good. And then we hung out on the edge of the wharf
Yeah.
for a little bit. So my plan was I was going to take her to the edge of the exact same wharf outside the Oxo Tower.
We also tried to crash a party.
Yeah, we tried to then crash a party at the Oxo Tower, and we freaked out and we chickened out of it.
We didn't. We got in the building. but
Yeah, we did not last the questioning. The questioning started and we were like,
Yeah,
okay,
really.
we've got to go. But anyway, we went to the end of this wharf and so as we were walking from the restaurant, I was like, let's walk along the south bank for a little bit.
And the weather was really nice.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
very clement.
December and it was like warm. It was
Very, very lucky. And I was like, well, this has all gone splendidly well so far.
Along the river.
I was like, but it could all still be ruined if there's
Yeah.
anyone on the wharf.
Yes.
And it's December, there shouldn't be. And as we approached it, and it had to be that wharf. I didn't want it to be a different wharf.
You're not one for a public proposal, are you?
Well, it was pretty fucking
Well, you know
public.
it's public, but you know, with like 30 people holding up a sign.
Oh
that's,
no,
like,
I didn't want to do that. I
very-
didn't want to get all our friends there and stuff like that. Although the thought I did have a plan for that at one point.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, and we got to the wharf and there was no one there, and I was like, yes, brilliant. So I took a Evertel to the end of the wharf. Everyone knows your real name. I don't
Yeah,
worry.
it's okay.
Why do we even pretend?
I know.
And proposed. You said yes, which was excellent, and we were all very happy in that. And then we turned round to go back to the end, onto dry land, and very close to us,
Yeah, like a few feet away.
as
really.
in almost touching distance, really, definitely splash distance, there was a man with his back to us, in fairness, just weeing off of the edge of the wharf into the water.
Yeah.
In a suit.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was scruffy.
No. He
He was
wasn't.
a very
he wasn't
well-dressed
like
man.
a hobo. He
but
was like a gentleman.
But he was having a wee.
He was just.
And I like that he'd gone to the end of the wharf to have a wee, and he was like, oh no, there's literally someone proposing to his girlfriend here.
He was like, I can't stop
But
now.
I've come all the way here. I'm not going to not have a wee. So at the very least, I'll turn my back and have a wee. And fair play to him, because he didn't spoil the moment.
No, he didn't.
If anything, he kind of added to the romance.
He
of it.
did.
Because it's like, see, aren't you lucky you're with me? Look what you could have won. Well, he was
Yeah.
very well dressed.
Yeah, he was. But so that's how we got engaged.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy days. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like a year and a half ago.
It was a year and a half.
It
ago.
was December 2016.
Yes, it was.
Don't remember the day we're getting married, but I remember that. So that's how we got engaged.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my backup plan?
Yeah.
The plan I originally had, because I've got a friend who's a magician who you don't know very well.
I don't know.
You've maybe met him once, but you probably wouldn't recognise him if you did meet him.
Okay.
And he's a magician. He's like in the magic circle and stuff. And I thought it'd be really funny if we went to a restaurant or something and he posed as like a magician doing the rounds in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like entertaining people at tables, like
Yeah.
sometimes happens.
Yeah.
And if he came up to us and he did like a card trick,
Yeah.
but he revealed the ring.
That would be pretty cute.
Would have been pretty cute. But there was so much that could have gone wrong in that plan.
He could have given it to the wrong girl for
What
one thing.
exactly?
He could have like
Yeah, that could have been terrible. But that was like my original, because I saw one of my friends on Facebook who had a very, very public proposal.
Oh yeah.
Like they literally went to see a play, and before the play started,
Yeah.
her boyfriend had organised that the people on stage would be like, "Oh, but before we start, Lola, your boyfriend has something to say to you." And then he was like, he got on one knee and he was talking. He's like, "So I brought all of our friends." It turns out all the audience were their friends. And so but again, there's so much that could go wrong there. And also, I wasn't entirely certain that you were going to say yes. So
That's
I didn't want to
bullshit.
set myself up for that.
That's a lie.
But I wanted you to have the freedom to say no. I didn't want to put you on any pressure.
Yeah, but it's like a given.
Yeah, but I didn't want it to be like in Jessica Jones, where the cheeky English guy proposes to the hot American girl,
yeah, but
and it all goes wrong.
yeah, but come on, he's
Can you imagine?
such a I don't know what the word is.
Well, he's not a Warfront reporter. That's
No, he's definitely not. He's like quiff.
Anyway,
Anyway.
let's stop alienating the entire audience here. But that was my plan. It was going to be very public.
Wow.
But there's just so much that could have gone wrong, so I didn't
well,
do it.
obviously,
So I just went to a nice
that's part of
restaurant
it. Yeah. that's
But
still
I did
good.
spend a long time researching that ring.
Yeah, you did good.
And buying the ring. Anyway,
Darn good.
like I say, we're going to get through all of these questions.
Okay, Tom Stone says cheesy chips with gravy, yes or no?
Yes.
AKA poutine.
Yeah, and I kind of think Tom wouldn't have suggested this if he wasn't also a fan of the same thing. So Tom, good man. Dylan says, "Forever tell." Oh, good. I'll read this one because it's like I'm questioning you. What area of PA are you from? Just visited my boyfriend's family in Lancaster County, and it was quaint, much like Lancaster County here.
Yeah.
No, Lancaster's
So
great.
if PA looks like, is this gonna look? Yes. So if Pennsylvania looks like this,
Which it definitely does.
it does. It looks like a hand.
Yeah.
I'm from this bit right here, right on Lake Erie.
It's called Erie, isn't it?
It's called Erie. That's part of PA that I'm from. This year it was officially, I think, the snowiest city in America.
I was there, and I can confirm
Yeah.
it was pretty snowy.
Yeah, we
And
got snowed in a few times.
what
over
I loved about
Christmas.
it, we tweeted out, like, it's just really snowy, guys. And loads of people from Erie tweeted us back. We're like, I always thought you were from Erie, and now I know.
It's like, I know where you are. It's like, I know what's going on.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I
yeah.
mean, we had no plans to go anywhere or do anything really, but it's just
Yeah.
as well because we couldn't have done.
No, exactly. So not from Lancaster County, but yeah.
Do you know where Lancaster County is?
It's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no, but do you know where?
Ish.
That's kind of like me with Lancaster.
Yeah, no, Pennsylvania is, you get a whole spectrum of things. You have, Amish country and, the burbs and small cities. And then you have like Pittsburgh, which is cool, which I really
Pittsburgh
like.
is cool.
And Philadelphia, which is fine. Yeah.
I do like Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's
Pittsburgh
awesome.
is the bomb.
Philly's cool as well.
Yeah.
Good cheese. We've been to Philly. Have we been to Pittsburgh together?
We've been to Pittsburgh. We haven't been to Philly.
Oh.
You got it the other way around.
But I did eat a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, you
in
did have
Pittsburgh.
which was confusing.
Pittsburgh's great.
Which was confusing.
Because we're in Pittsburgh. Ooh, you have to eat a chili feast, Philly cheese.
Chili
Oh!
cheesesteak. Wait, actually,
No, I have been to Philadelphia Airport.
We haven't been to Pittsburgh.
changeovers.
We haven't been to Pittsburgh.
We've been to Browns,
Cleveland. I've taken you. Sorry,
Browns.
we meant to go to Pittsburgh this year, but we didn't
mate.
because of the snow.
It's a snow. It's a snow from me.
We literally couldn't go anywhere because of snow. No, you've been to Cleveland, which is close.
Okay, the Browns.
It's the
Browns
Browns.
suck, man.
The
Browns suck.
Browns. The Browns.
I don't even know. That's what I've heard
We
people
went
say.
to the Rock and Hall of Fame. It
It
was
was
fun.
amazing.
It was cool.
And we went to a technology museum.
Science Museum.
Science museum. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Loved it.
It's cool.
Great town. Terrible team. Great town. What was I going to say? Oh, I really love how American towns are like named after British towns. I love how they're yeah, but I know, but there's like 3 Swanseas in America.
Yeah,
it's so cool. And I always used to think that Joanna Newsom's song called Swansea was about my Swansea, and I was like, it's one of the reasons I love Joanna Newsom so much. I was like, this is amazing, even though she's clearly talking about like a different type of industrial town to what Swansea is. And so, yeah, no, it's great. Anyway, I find that really cool.
Yeah, but then you get place names like, Pennsylvania has some amazing city names. There's like Blue Balls, Intercourse, like honey dump or something. Like there's some really
honey dump. No, that's actually my favorite.
No, I'll pull them all out because they are like Pennsylvania city names are absurd.
Yeah,
not
but,
all of them.
London has some pretty amazing street names.
Yeah, of course. But like Pennsylvania was created from like a vat of.
Well, you say like you used the word quaint.
Yes.
And in London street names.
Mm-hmm.
If it's got the word quaint in it, that's a modern substitute for what the street used to be called. Which is a word which is quite rude, which sounds a bit like quaint and means woman's bits. Which I don't actually like saying. Like I know it's quite fashionable to say the C word now.
Oh, I thought you were going to say quim.
Oh no, quim's great. I'll say quim till the cows come home. No, the C word.
Oh.
And I really hate the C word, and I don't hate it. I don't get offended when people use it.
Well, I
reserve
it for
I reserve it for really. It's like the last bastion of like really offensive swear words.
Yeah.
And so I don't get offended by it, but I save it for the power that other swear words used to have that don't have anymore.
Exactly. It really has.
And like I really like the Australian thing of just using it all the time. Americans do the Australian thing of using the C word all the time, but I don't think they quite get it in the same way.
No, I feel like it's still pretty taboo in America.
Yeah, but in Britain, people use it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's kind of in between. People use it all the time, but it's still really taboo.
Yeah.
Whereas I think in Australia, it's not even taboo anymore.
No.
But in Britain, people will use it as much as Australians, but it's still super taboo.
I feel like the only way...
Which says a lot about British people.
Exactly. But the only way that you can like say it here and get away with it is if you have like if you have like an Essex accent.
Well, if you've got an Essex accent, because was it Samsung?
Yeah.
That did the advertising campaign, and maybe this was a worldwide thing, but it was certainly in Britain. And the slogan for their advertising campaign was "Do what you can't."
Yeah, do what you can't. Basically.
Which in an Essex accent, do what you can't. Just sounds like Danny Dyer saying the C word about to beat you up. Do what you can't. It's just beautiful.
Oh my God, that campaign.
Everyone in London was just like, that's your slogan, is it? That's what you're doing, is it? And it was just beautiful. And poor old Samsung. And I can't believe that no one sat in the office and was like, you can't have do what you can't.
You can't.
You can't do this as your slogan. Not in England.
You can't.
Do what you can't. No.
You can't.
Yeah. Oh, so anyway, for you both, what race, culture, law would you like to see more of in game? Personally, I would love to see some more Torvir type stuff.
Me too. That's actually the one I was going to say. I think they're so cool. I want more centaur cat people. I love them. I think they're brilliant. And even if like their lore isn't like 100%, I'm still pretty fascinated.
I'm going to be controversial because we all know that everyone hates WOD. But I've been flying around it quite a lot recently because Hexbeef bags.
Yeah.
And that place is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like that all of the art, everything that was in place when that expansion launched. I know the launch was a shit show, but like everything that was there was amazing and beautiful and stunning. And I would like to see Draenor get the expansion that it deserves.
So you mean with like the Arakoa and stuff?
All of the zones. I wouldn't mind going. They should wipe out all of the stuff that made it rubbish, like it being in the past.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Alternate reality.
Let's just have a proper expansion in Draenor, as it is now, 30 years later. Still, it has to be alternative timeline still, but it being like the modern equivalent, which is parallel to ours, would make it feel much more relevant. And if it kind of spilled out into our world more, because that was the problem, they I'd like to see a proper expansion there, and I'd like to see a proper exploration. Now that the Chronicles have come out, which give really good history on all that stuff as well, like the Grond and things like that, and the Ogres, I'd love to see a proper Draenor expansion. And I never, ever thought I would say that.
That's a good point, actually.
But I was just flying around it yesterday, and I just thought, this is stunning.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It is cool. And it has great music.
It's got great music.
Some of
You've
my
been listening
favorite
to
music.
it,
I
actually.
have, yeah. I love the music to it. I think
You
it's
downloaded
brilliant.
it for your iPod.
I did in one long track. My iPod.
That's how we
Might as
like
well
it.
be an
I like the
iPod.
Khadgar theme there. It's
Yeah,
cool.
it's brilliant.
We are doing such good time here.
Yeah,
We're not
next
getting
one.
soundtracked at all.
Next one.
Soundtracked. We're not getting sidetracked at all. Oh, wine. Bless
it's
you,
late.
wine. Okay. Right. Brandy.
Hey, Brandy, with everyone's different speculations as to what the first lie was, has anyone thought about maybe it is Anduin lying to himself regarding trying to be a pally instead of a priest? What do you think about this? Well, assuming it is really talking about Anduin and not Blizz trying to trick us all again.
Well, I think the Battle for Azeroth cinematic has put paid to that. Because there was all this talk of like, is he a paladin now? I don't understand. Because in the comic, the wolf comic, Son of the Wolf, he definitely conjures a hammer to kill the demon with in that comic, which is an actual paladin spell. And lots of people were like, okay, this is him stepping up and leaving his priestly ways behind, becoming a paladin, which is a warrior priest. But then the BFA cinematic has him being there as this leader and realizing that's not for him, throwing his sword down into the ground and doing a barrier. He's a disc priest. He's not just any old priest. He's a disciplined priest. My king! My king! So, no, he's definitely a priest. Definitely.
I think so too.
Maybe that is the first lie, though.
Maybe.
I've been watching a lot of videos speculating recently that the first lie, again, is Anduin, saying that the Burning Legion is defeated. Because there are still loads of demons out there.
That's true.
But demons aren't automatically the Burning Legion. Like,
That's true.
The Burning
They're
Legion
not
was
like organized or
yeah, exactly.
central
Demons
goal
were there
now.
for millennia before Sargeras captured them all and turned them into the Burning Legion. Like, just because there are disparate demons doesn't mean the Burning Legion still exists. I don't quite buy that. I think Blizzard, you've got to be willing to pick up like the storytelling cues from Blizzard. And like the story that they are telling is clearly the Burning Legion is over.
Yeah.
And we're moving on to different things now.
Exactly.
And like,
exactly.
yeah, okay.
You can't read into it too much.
Exactly. And it's fun to speculate, but I feel like it gets a bit silly if you are so desperately trying to speculate that you clearly ignore the very clear cues that Blizzard are giving you. And I feel like the end of Legion was very much like, hey, we're not going to see the Titans or Illidan for a while.
Yeah,
we definitely will see them again, clearly.
They're over there.
Yeah, but we're packing them away in their little box
them.
because now we're going to do something else for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to just wiping this slate clean for a little bit.
Exactly.
So I think we'll see demons and stuff around, but I don't think that's the first line.
No.
I wonder what it is, though.
I don't
Do you
know.
have any ideas?
I have no clue.
Me neither. I'm so confused.
Next question.
There's an answer to that question. Let's just see if it. I have a feeling the first lie was Anduin not knowing what Azerite is. Oh, yes, another good theory. I quite like that. I'm not sure if I agree.
But it's interesting.
I
It's a
do
good
like
one.
it, and I like the thing that people have pointed out that he's wearing gloves when he's giving the speech in that epilogue similarity, but his glove is mysteriously off when the Azerite is put in his hand. And I think that's just a storytelling device.
I think so.
I think they probably did it with a glove originally,
And then we're like, oh wait.
and
he
like
has
that
to
doesn't
have
look good,
both.
and also he has like a weird reaction to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Dunno.
It's strange. But I was leveling in Ashara the other day, which I've only just realised is the
Azina?
Horde. No, Ashara.
Oh.
As in
Oh,
like the
yeah,
place, the
Ashara.
zone
Yeah,
north
the actual,
of Orgrimmar,
The actual,
which I've only just noticed is the Horde symbol. I know everyone else must know this. I know it's probably quite a famous thing that everyone knows.
But
I literally only just noticed that the entire zone is the Horde symbol. And that's probably where they get the symbol from because it's just north of Orgrimmar. Yes. But I'd never really done it post Cataclysm, and it is brilliant. It's actually my favourite leveling zone.
You know, I really have to work on
it's so
my Nightborn mage.
I deleted my Nightborn
27.
mage.
No.
Yeah, she was level 45, and
No.
I just couldn't do it. I just deleted her. And I started a Nightborn monk yesterday,
Yes, he did.
and he's level 45 already. Because it's just so much more fun.
Damn.
So much more
I
fun.
really
and
like
I'm doing
mage.
a Shara.
I really like mage.
But what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to get him to max level so I can get the Heritage Armor set. Because Nightborn Heritage Armor is brilliant.
So good.
High Mountain Heritage Armor is brilliant.
Yeah.
And okay, they're all brilliant. But
I don't like
but then
the
what I'll
Void
probably do
Elf
is
set.
I'll
I don't like
start a Nightborn mage and just use my boost on it. Or just buy a boost, I don't care.
You know what I did? I used my boost to create... Sorry, there's a child screaming outside. There's a child
noise.
screaming.
Yeah.
I used my boost to boost a horde character.
So that you could get Void Elves.
So that I could get
Nightborn. Sorry, yeah.
And then created my Nightborn. But then I just have a boosted horde.
You can join my Horde guild on Argent Dawn if you like, which only 2 of my characters are in.
So you can. Yeah, I don't play a lot of Horde. I should though, and I will, because I will play a Zandalari troll, and I will play all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely. How did we start that?
Anyway.
Oh no. Anyway, Ashara is amazing.
Yeah.
And is brilliant. And there's a quest there where you have to basically scare a rock giant to poop, because he poops a blue shiny substance which is very valuable, and it's literally called Asherite or something.
Oh right, yes. I remember reading this when the
I was like, wow, this is weird. So I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, I've just been really, really enjoying Ashara.
Yeah.
What an amazing zone! It's just it's so great.
I'll have to play it again.
Yeah. Right, Heidi. Hi, Heidi.
Hey, Heidi. Amazing save the date. Well, amazing save the date card. You both look absolutely lovely. Will you get married in the UK, or are you travelling to the US for the ceremony? Getting married in the UK.
Yeah, and it's really exciting because it's the first time a lot of your family are going to come to. Well, any of your family are going to come to the UK.
They've never been here, so it's going to be fun. I'm planning for some very UK things for them.
Yeah. And it's really funny because your brother is one of my favourite people in the world.
Yeah.
And is really cool, but it's like super American. And I don't think quite understands what London is like.
No one does.
He thinks we live in this weird kind of boho.
Like hovel.
Because we go to the pub. And stuff, and
so
the theatre,
and
because we don't drive anywhere.
Oh yeah, because we don't have a car, so we're scrubs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no, mate, it's not like that.
No, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a really good time. So yes, it's here. Is Cadogan going to officiate you in game?
Oh, I love that. Should we have like an RP wedding? That. Have you ever done an RP wedding?
I've attended an RP wedding.
Yeah, me
before.
too. It was brilliant.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Maybe we should have an RP wedding.
And we can invite all of our patrons.
Yeah, that would
Argent
be fun.
Dawn.
We can have an Argent Dawn patron wedding party.
Can we stream it? Can it be our stream this year?
Yeah, our one stream. Oh my god.
No, we're going to stream loads.
We're going to
stream so much.
We can have a party. We can just have a huge celebration.
I can't wait. Yeah. Oh, was there another question? Sorry. As for my question,
yes,
I think we'd all like to know how you two met, and if there will be a Valentine's Day Lovers in the Air theme video featuring other WoW couples. Sorry.
We've already told the story of how
this
we
one,
met.
but we met in the Natural History Museum, London.
Yes, we did.
London. Have we ever told this specific
story?
We
have definitely told the story before, but maybe for the next Q&A we'll tell it again.
I dare say the exact same question will be there. Best of luck for the coming year, and there's always a bottle of good wine waiting for you should you ever find yourself in Mumbles. Heidi, are you from Mumbles?
What?
Oh, you absolute legend.
Well,
Heidi is automatically my favourite.
Okay.
I'm from the Mumbles.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. Which is the prettiest, awesomest village
in Wales
ever in the world. Heidi, I think I know where you work.
Yeah.
I think we've talked actually.
Yeah. As it's called the Mumbles.
And there's this myth that Mumbles, and like loads of British people think this, because Mumbles is quite a famous little town. Lots of people know it.
Yeah, it's a sweet little place.
It's just outside Swansea. It's beautiful. It's on the coast. Lots of people in Britain think that Mumbles is Welsh for breasts. So they think that the town is literally called Breasts. And it's not. That's a complete myth. Like,
isn't it just like Baps?
Baps. Yeah, exactly. Baps is Welsh for breasts.
Bappity bops.
Mine bappity bops. Doing hoffy bappity bops. But there is a really beautiful Viking castle in the middle of. Well, it's not Viking. I mean, it was originally Viking, but it's Norman now. It's in the middle of the town.
Bap Castle.
Oh, so great. It's Mumbles Castle. God, I love that town. We need to get back for my dad's birthday.
We do.
Next
question.
Nick, will you be doing a beta class review for Battle? You did one back for Broken Shore Patch, and it was my favourite bit of content you've ever done. I got to be in it as a provided for Chief Guardian. Yes, Nick, hi!
Hey.
Thank you for that. we might well be calling on your services once again. Yes, we definitely will. And actually, we're gonna put a bit on this in the weekly reset this week, which we are writing, which we've taken time out. We are in the middle of writing it right now, and it was gonna be a late night finishing writing it and an early morning to record it tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
But they're changing so much all the time. We're at that stage now where I want to start putting these videos together, but there's just no point because it's still changing so much.
It's a little bit early, I think.
Yeah, I feel like pre-patch is when you put those videos out. That's when we put them out last time for Legion.
Yeah, actually. Okay.
And I just feel like...
Yeah.
Because even after pre-patch, loads of stuff changes. But at least with pre-patch, at least everyone can play it.
True.
You know, at least it's technically live then.
Yeah.
And I feel like
that's
anything
true.
you do before it's live,
It's a bit.
it's kind of disingenuous. Because you and no criticism of other channels that keep you updated with stuff, because it's really good to stay updated, but we don't do that. We don't do constant updates on it. We do like a video on melee, we do a video on tanks, a video on healers, and a video on ranged. And those are the only videos we're going to do on them. So I want them to be as relevant as possible.
Yes.
And so I'm not going to bring out a video one week which is like, amazing changes to the Arms Warrior, because that's already out of date. Like the channels that have done that. And it's like, I'm not, that there is validity in those videos, but it's not what we do. So I think pre-patch is like, or just before because you can pretty accurately work out when pre-patch is going to be.
That's true.
And just before pre-patch, maybe we'll have them ready. I'm definitely going to start writing them next week when we're in Marrakesh and I can't do any other videos. So that's definitely what we're going to do. But yeah, and we will do them. They're my favourite type of videos to do.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're so cool. And there's so many opportunities for great jokes and stuff. So we'll definitely do them. Yeah, is the answer to that.
Woo!
Thanks, Nick.
Next question from Tyler Marek. What are those tattoos you're hiding? In the alpha video recently uploaded, we caught a sneak peek of them. I actually can't talk today. My mouth is broken. We caught a sneak peek of them during the opening skit, and now my curiosity is burning.
Wow. Probably not burning anymore because this was 3.5 months ago, but he's
Probably
quite over it now.
Just smouldering.
Yeah. Gentle tinder.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you my tattoos because we're not that type of channel,
you can
really.
tell us
but
about
I will tell you about them. I got my first tattoo when I was in 2000. I was 23, so I wasn't an early starter by any means.
No.
And I was a bit afraid about getting them, so I've got a tattoo which is like 2 blocks over my shoulder. I can't remember what shoulder it is. It's this shoulder.
I sometimes forget.
I know, seriously, yeah.
Like if I had to describe you to the police.
I'll show you this one just 'cause it's really easy, but I won't show you any others.
Like if you went missing, I'd have to be
identify my corpse, yeah. And they're just like 2 kind of sporty lines. All my tattoos are just black lines, no colour, and quite thin lines at that. And this starts here and goes over my shoulder, like halfway down my shoulder blade. I thought it would be cool. And I still think it's kind of cool.
I still think it's
I'm not
cool.
as buff as I used to be.
I
so
kind
it's
of
not quite
forget
as
that
cool.
you have it.
Yeah, well,
to
me
be
too,
honest.
actually. Yeah. And when I went to get it done, the guy was like, "Is this your first tattoo? Because this is a really painful first tattoo to get." And I was like, "Oh, really? Oh no, I definitely want it though.
Like,
I'm so good with pain. Honestly, I lied to him.
Oh my god.
I lied to him totally.
I bet you did. You're so bad with
because
pain.
it's got 4 lines that go just over my collarbone, like that.
ow,
And actually, it didn't hurt in the slightest because he was so good about it.
Oh, good.
Because I can imagine that lots of tattooists would be like trying to make it hurt to prove a point, and he was just great. He's so, and he's not a tattooist anymore because he got like some weird disease on his hands,
so sad.
and he's got shakes, so he can't tattoo anymore. So he can't play video games either. It's like one of the most tragic things I've ever had. Like, because he was so
really sad.
great, one of the nicest men. But I got that one, and I got I've got an entire
got a
Aubrey
sexy one.
Beardsley.
Yeah.
Aubrey Beardsley was a Victorian illustrator.
Yeah.
And Salome, I think it is, a naked woman, basically, but a Victorian naked woman, not like a 50s naked woman.
I think it
which
might
lots of
not
people
actually
have.
be Salome. I think it might be from one of the Greek plays, because in the picture she's running away from a giant penis.
Well, the man has a giant penis, but what she's actually running away from is someone who's pulling off her robe.
Yes.
And like many Aubrey Bearsleys,
He's a great artist.
the
He's
man
actually a
has
great
a massive
artist.
penis.
Check him
Yeah,
out.
he's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah,
You should
yeah,
definitely
he's
check him out.
brilliant.
And his self-portraits as well are awesome. And I don't have the man. I've just got the woman running with the robe falling away.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. And I had to find a different tattooist for that,
Yeah.
obviously. and I went to an old friend of mine from Swansea, who now has a shop opposite the comic shop in the arcade.
Yeah.
And he was awesome, and it was nice to meet him again, and he did that for me. And he's been my tattooist ever since. Yeah. So I had a terrible one here, which was a rabbit from an old Jacobean woodcut. I love my Jacobean woodcuts. Yeah, and I went to the guy that took the first tattooist's place in Greenwich, and he didn't really give a shit. It was, it's fine, I don't mind. And my last one, which I got just before my 30th birthday, is here. And is a design of an octopus or squid kraken. It's an octopusy looking kraken, though, isn't it? Coming out of the water and like enveloping a boat, and designed by Evertel.
I drew it
as a Christmas present.
Yeah, pretty early on in our relationship, actually.
Yeah. And I was like, "That's awesome! I'm getting it as a tattoo on my arm." Because I was looking for a new tattoo anyway. Yeah. But you've always wanted... You don't have any tattoos, but there is a specific one that you want.
I've always wanted... I always go through, like... I have a few different ones that I would go with, but I've never actually gotten them.
You want, like, the anchor.
A grappling hook.
Grappling hook. Who's the character that has it?
It's a character in a book by If on a Winter's Night a Traveller.
Yes, of course.
By Italo Calvino, and there's a really beautiful passage where a character talks about how hard it is to draw a grappling hook, because it's like the perspective is weird, and about how she talks about it as both a symbol of kind of like setting free, like setting loose, going loose, but also anchoring. It's really nice. It's and it's one of those things where I read it and I was like, I want that as a tattoo. It's like, that's what I'd have.
I think it was like 2009 where If on a Winter's Night a Traveller was reissued, republished, and it was so popular in the warehouse where I was living at the time. We had literally 6 copies of it. Because it was just the book that everyone was reading. It was like Alone in Berlin.
Yes,
that was the
everyone
other one. Alone in Berlin and If on a Winter's Night a Traveller. Those were those 2 books that year. Yeah. It just everyone. I think we had like 3 copies of Alone in Berlin as well.
Yeah, we have like multiple copies of those books. Because that's what happened. But maybe one day I will get. Maybe one day I will get a tattoo. Also, there's some other ideas.
But I like that I've got lots of tattoos and I don't regret them at all. I know lots of people my age kind of regret their tattoos. I really love them, even though I'm a bit out of shape for them at the moment. Although that's getting better.
Well, I mean, you never take your shirt off, so it's not like anyone sees them.
Come on, like you just like you're supposed to say, Taliesin, you're in great shape, and I love it when you take your shirt off.
No, you are in great shape.
I demand it now.
It's not like you walk through the street and like rip your shirt off.
No, it's true. It's very true.
It's not.
But I do like it because it always surprises people.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not the kind of person you'd expect.
It surprised me.
Yeah. Klaus. Hi guys.
Klaus.
It's not even a question mark. It's not even a question mark in this question. There's no pretense of this being a question.
Hi guys.
Oh, Klaus.
Hey, Klaus.
Here's hoping in the 3 months, Klaus, you've worked out what Q&A is. Since you wrote this. Why don't you come to Seattle? Wine's on me. If there's free wine, I'm there.
Would love to.
That's basically my criteria for going anywhere.
Yeah.
If there's free wine, Alcon, we're there. I've always wanted to go to Seattle anyway. Seattle seems cool.
Seattle. I like to go there. I'm so tired. I don't even know.
Have you ever been to Seattle?
I haven't, but I've been to Portland, which is close to Seattle.
Yeah, and you bought some like weedy chocolate, didn't you?
I would never.
You did. You were really excited about it, and you told me because you were there for a conference, and you were there for a few days, and you were like, "Okay, you're not going to tell. I'm going to tell." And Evertel was like, "I'm in," because in Portland, marijuana is legal from selected licensed outlets, and Evertel was like really excited about this, and she was like,
I forgot.
Since I'm here, I'm going to buy some chocolate. And you went to like the proper place, and you bought it.
It's a really nice shop, really beautiful.
And what did you think?
I was like tripping.
Okay, to be very clear, it's not the first time. It's not your first experience.
Obviously not. But I was alone in my like hotel room watching like Netflix in the night, and I had some squares. And I don't know. I should have maybe gone for like the
Didn't the man tell you? He was like, only have one square at a time.
Yeah, and I was like,
because he gave you a proper talk. They have to by law when he sold it to you.
Yeah,
He's like,
they
only
do.
take one. And I remember you telling me we Skyped, and you were like, and he said, only take one square at a time. And I was like, oh great, so you're just gonna take one square, watch some Netflix. And you were like, I've already taken 3. Because what does he know?
thing is,
He's just
like,
he's
he was
like
like-
downplaying
He
it.
was like, you know, do you want the one that like really mellows you out, or do you want the one that gives you like cool vibes and energy? And I was like, yeah, cool vibes and energy. When
that's
I
not
knew,
what you
When I
wanted.
knew all along, I
You
wanted
got
the
peer
other one.
pressure
I got
in a
peer
marijuana
pressure.
shop.
I got peer pressured, and then I did it, and then I ate the
Oh,
chocolate,
that is-
and then I literally like had to fall asleep on my. I'm not like some lightweight, but I had to fall asleep on the couch wrapped in a duvet because I fell into that like cycle where I was like, I'm never not going to be high again.
That's maybe the saddest thing I've
it
ever
was.
heard.
It was so
The fact
sad.
that you went to
And
a
then-
genuine government licensed
I know,
shop
I
that
know.
sells marijuana, and like you
I
knew you were
ruined
going
it.
there because you wanted
I
something to
messed
chill
it
you
up.
out and
I
to make you
messed
fall
it up.
asleep.
I
And when he
messed it up.
asked you, you were like, "Oh no, the party one, the party. Give me the party."
It was really funny because I think I was due to Skype with you in like 3 hours because you know like at
You've got
midnight.
to organise that shit.
Yeah, because you know, like the time difference is so big, and I remember like these thoughts racing through my mind, being like, "I'm gonna be so fucked when I'm talking to Taliesin," and then I was like, "Maybe I can
you were?
sleep it off." No, I was fine by then. I think I was just a little bit like, oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
I hope there's no more drugs
that was a good
questions.
story.
That wasn't even a drugs
That wasn't
question.
a-
We just made it a drugs
that
question.
was not even
Right.
nothing. to
Ah,
do with
Belle! Friend of the channel. I mean, you're all friends of the
Yay!
channel.
Yeah.
But Belle is certainly
Belle
for a long
Morris.
time.
Hey guys, what are your thoughts on the destruction of Darney? As someone whose first character was an elf druid, I have many happy memories of the area, quests, music, and magic of the place, and I'm beyond gutted that we are going to be losing it. Where will the elves live? I'm really hoping it's just a small fire and we can rebuild, lol. And for that matter, what's going to happen to the undead? What are we going to do with Undercity? Talia, have you introduced Evital to the delights of Joe's yet? Thanks, guys. Can't wait for this vid. Your hot picks vids and all the Q&As are my faves. Lots of questions in there.
Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna because Belle is obviously someone who is familiar with the Mumbles as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Because Mumbles' most famous export, apart from Taliesin, is
Ice cream.
Joe's ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And it is literally because Swansea's got quite a big university, and there's lots of kind of student housing in Mumbles. Because it's pretty much the only way you can afford to live in Mumbles if you weren't born there now. Because my family are quite poor; they're not like very rich or anything, but they live in the Mumbles because we always have. We couldn't live there now. It's like
Well, you do live there.
it's kind of Bristol prices. Yeah, but we couldn't buy a house then. that's
We
what I'm saying.
couldn't. We can't
No.
buy a house
No.
anywhere.
And that's why my brother still lives with my parents.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't want to move out of Mumbles. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's 30. Seriously. And never moved out. Anyway, nothing wrong with that, Hugh, if you're watching. That's perfect. But yes, have I shown you Joe's? I
I've
must be
seen
quite-
it. We drive by it. Every
You've
time
never
we
had
go
Joe's
there.
ice cream?
I've never had a Joe's ice cream. We drive by it all the time, and I never have it.
This is tragic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, next time we're there.
As for the whole destruction of Darnassus, that's going to be hard for me. My first character was a night elf.
Mine was too.
Not a druid, but a hunter. Ofs. And although I did actually play a druid when I first started for a little bit. Yeah, because I loved the cat form. And I have so many vivid memories of that zone.
Yeah.
And the music, the
But it's the way that you start in the starting area, and then you realise you're in a big tree much later on.
yeah,
It's just really
and then like
cool.
climbing up the big like one of the big trees for the first time, venturing out from your like little starting zone,
Yeah.
coming across like furbolgs and whatever little critters are there, and like coming across like the ancients, like the trees,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like,
That was my first experience of WoW as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
And that felt really special, and I hope, to be honest, Darnassus itself I never spent that much time in. I remember being really like in awe when I first saw it and was like, wow, a city, but it's not really populated because it never is.
no.
Like it's never full of people.
Which is a shame, really.
I love the
because-
feeling of like going to the shops in
Yeah.
Darnassus and like buying my cat mounts, and like going to the temple, but it never felt like Stormwind. It's obviously never going to be like Stormwind.
Stormwind's the best city in the game.
Stormwind
obviously.
is an amazing city, and I will be really, really gutted when Darnassus is gone.
But it won't really
But
be gone.
I
though,
don't think
because
it'll be maybe in ruins.
It'll be
but
gone. It'll be gone for
still be
people
there.
who are level 110.
That-
But
yeah.
for everyone else, it won't be. Like you'll still be able to start a character, and you'll still be like they're not
I
going to
don't-
change the whole
No,
night elf starting
no.
area.
But Darnassus will be gone.
No. It will phase. It will phase when you get there in the story. Like
Well, I'm just thinking of like
Theramore. Because we moved to EU accounts,
Yeah.
and like all of that stuff was done on my US account.
Yeah.
I've only got one character where Theramore is actually destroyed.
Yeah.
I've got like 13 characters, and if I go to Theramore now, it's a living, breathing city that has never had a bomb dropped on it.
Yeah, but
because like
yeah,
you have to do it to make it
thought,
happen.
I thought that it was going to be more like Darkshore, which I never experienced Darkshore unruined, and that is and actually that's one of my
thankfully.
Yeah, and that's one of my dear memories, like leaving Darnassus, taking that little flying hippogriff, or just like going over it and then seeing like Darkshore ruined, and then just thinking that it was always like this, but then finding out that it wasn't like that, and that was cool. Anyway, rambling about it a bit, but I think they'll pull it off in a way that obviously Night Elves will still have a starting zone.
Yeah, well, I'm certain it'll be phased, and I'm certain that it won't even be an issue if you're starting a new Night Elf character or anything like that.
But still, it'd be hard to.
Yeah, and like I have been there a bit more recently, just getting footage and stuff, as you'd imagine. And it's great. It's
getting
really
it while
beautiful.
you can.
Yeah, seriously, it's like a really beautiful place.
Although I don't know, I feel like if it's a world event, Teldrassil will be like burnt, and it'll all be really.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
What about Undercity?
That too. I think that'll phase.
You think that'll phase too?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge. Let's do another one.
know.
Oh, we got time for a couple more.
Okay.
Salty. New here. Sorry if this has been asked before. Any plans for T&E Community Guild? Maybe EU and US servers versions. Do you have a PO box? It's. I can't be the only one that wants to send you sweet swag. We don't. We answer this like every Q&A.
We keep meaning to do it, but they're really expensive, and we will.
They're not that expensive now.
We just have to set one up.
Yeah.
And we will.
We will,
And
actually.
I think we will have to probably.
Let's do one for the wedding. Just for a month. And see if we'll keep it open from that.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Okay, all right, Salty.
Send us wedding gifts.
We will do it. We'll set it up and we will have news on it soon.
Yeah.
I will do it. Once we send out this literal pile of boxes this high, which is going to take us 3 trips to the post office to send.
It's so big.
We'll get a PO box sorted.
We'll figure it out.
T&E Community Guild. Now, I know that loads of YouTubers have Discord servers.
Yeah.
We do technically have a Discord
Yeah, I
server,
think someone
but
made
we
us
are
one.
the only members. And the person who set it up for us
Oh.
on our first ever stream.
Oh, okay.
They kind of took it upon themselves to set it up, which is great. So we do have one, but we haven't ever advertised or anything, so obviously we're the only people on it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that with the WoW community stuff that's going to happen in BFA, like there's a whole load of new options. Maybe we'll do something there.
I think we might use that tool.
Yeah.
And plus we have this community, like it's
a really great community, and everyone. The thing is, right? Everyone is together on this community at the moment, whether it be on Patreon or on we don't have that many outlets. We have Patreon, we have Twitter, and we have YouTube.
Yeah.
And like the more different things you add to that, the more diluted everything becomes.
Yeah.
And that's why we've never really pushed the whole Discord thing. I know like loads of people love Discord.
Yeah.
And
I'm not super into it, to be honest. But
our guild doesn't use it, so we use Twitch Kurtz still. So like it's never been a thing that I'm a member of loads of Discord channels.
Yeah.
I've never felt the need to kind of do my own.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I reckon if the like the WoW community stuff, the social stuff turns out well, I don't see any reason why not. Next cue.
Congratulations on your upcoming wedding.
Heart. Again, not a question, but lovely.
Thank you.
And Nadia says, please make a wedding video. I'll cry all the way through and it will be awesome. Don't know about a wedding video, but we'll definitely have like photos and stuff.
Yeah, we'll have pictures and stuff. Can I be really honest? I feel a little bit weird when I watch like Bajira and Jen's like getting married video.
But that's because you're not like you're not
Is
like
that weird? I think it's beautiful and amazing, and I love that they're together and they've built this thing, and like I really like respect them, and I think it's brilliant. But I feel weird.
I know what you
feel
mean.
Weird.
And I kind of feel like that about weddings in general.
I know, you're like, oh, do we have to do this?
If we could do it without anyone there, I kind of would. But
see, this is where we differ.
Yeah, I just want everyone. Yeah. Anyway, we'll definitely have wedding stuff.
We'll
for the
have wedding
patrons.
stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
There'll be pictures.
Mark says, "Congrats, thank you, Mark."
Yeah.
Might be a little bit late. So are we. But what music, not from WoW, are you guys into? Oh, you two are the cutest. I hope you have an amazing wedding. Oh, good question. Oh, I like this
Yeah.
question. What music are you into?
I like all kinds of music, so I think we've talked about this a little bit, but I'm always happy.
But
to
we're gonna
talk
do a
about
deep
it.
dive
We're
on
always
it
gonna
now.
do a deep dive. So I play the violin, and so I'm really into classical music quite a lot. Classical and like kind of like more contemporary classical as well. But then beyond that, let's see, albums that I have been listening to recently that are good. I've been listening to Sufjan Stevens' Planetarium.
Ooh,
Which is him and like the dude from the National
I haven't listened to that.
and Nico. It's really good, and they write a song for the planets, and it's really brilliant.
Nice one.
It's-
Nice one, Sufjan.
Yeah, good job, Sufjan. So I love him. I've also been listening to some Bjork lately. Yeah, I have been listening to Bjork lately.
Wow.
I've been listening to a band called Matmos, which did some remixes of Bjork, which is how I found them. And they made kind of a themed album, which is around music only sampling their washing machine, and it's brilliant.
It doesn't sound brilliant.
I know, and yet it's great. So,
Well, Johnny, I'd just like to say thank you for revealing this about my fiance. It's something I didn't know. It's good to know.
yeah, I mean, So, yeah, you still have quite, like, an eclectic taste in music. I used to be, like, like, the, like, indie girl,
Yeah.
in college and stuff, and now I've toned down a little bit.
Didn't they call you the Ice Queen in college?
No one called me that. I called myself that.
Oh, even better.
Because I was a bit of an ice queen. It's just because I was shy. I was very shy.
Often the way, isn't it?
Yeah, I still am quite shy, but I mask it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With me, I'm of the age where I don't really listen to new music anymore, and I really try.
Yeah. You're so old.
I know I am quite old, so I'm of the age where the music that I loved when music was my entire life, because it's not my entire life anymore.
Yeah. Do you remember there was a time when
yeah,
music was
like
your
there's a time
entire
when
life?
music is like
Yeah.
literally everything to
And
you.
like every day.
And I was in a ton of bands and stuff, and the pursuit of music and finding new music was literally my reason for living, which I think everyone goes through. And I think most people kind of, unfortunately, kind of grow out of a little bit. And I wish I still had that in a way. But so all the music that I love is kind of stuff that was old even when I was finding it, to be honest, like The Fall, and like The Clash, and really cool old like alt punk.
Yeah.
I really love Discord records, and I love Fugazi, and I love ska punk.
Yeah, you do.
I really love ska punk.
Also,
but I love like first wave ska punk.
One thing that we both have in common that really strengthened our love was that we were both like serious Beatle maniacs.
Oh yeah, totally. Beatles were like the most magical thing
Same.
that had ever happened in my entire life. When I discovered this book called Shout, which was a biography of the Beatles written in, I think, like 1982.
Yeah.
Which was before I was born. And when I think about the time between when that book was written to the stuff it's talking about,
Yeah.
like the time since that book was written and now is so much bigger, which is terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like, but even then, the Beatles were like this kind of really otherworldly, like from a different time, from a different space, from a different like universe, from this thing that I related to because I was from the same country, and because my parents knew who the Beatles were and had like my dad used to like camp out and watch the Rolling Stones and stuff.
Yeah.
But they just seemed like this incredible weird thing, and one day, hopefully, I will meet one of the Beatles. And that will actually be the best day of my life, and it'll be incredible. And
we went to Liverpool a little while ago and did the whole tour, and like being in John Lennon and Paul McCartney's childhood homes was like literally one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, this
like, and it's you don't even, it's funny even saying that, but it actually was.
Yeah, it's so weird. And like I remember on our second date, which is the first time you came back to my house. You held out, didn't you?
And yet.
And we just watched Beatles videos, and Kate Bush videos all night long.
Just like late into
And
the
it was
night.
brilliant.
Yeah.
What a great night. Should we do that tonight?
Yeah.
I love it.
It was so great.
Yeah. So I've got like an incredibly eclectic taste, but the kind of the music that shapes me, just because the age I was at the time, is kind of like 90s rock and punk. So people like Rancid. But I love that stuff. I remember the first time I ever listened to Out Come the Wolves, which is like the big Rancid album, and that was the current Rancid album at the time. And I was at a party, and like the first track, if you know that Rancid album, which I'm sure most of you do, like the first track just for no reason goes into this incredible bass solo. Which is just so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, bass solos are like, I almost put this in last week's weekly reset, but I didn't think anyone would really get it.
No,
They like because there's a healing boss.
Yeah.
In one of the new dungeons,
yeah.
and I was like, healing bosses are like the
a
bass
solo.
solos
Yeah.
of Warcraft bosses. And it was incredible. I was quite drunk, but I fell off the sofa. I was so excited by this bass solo, and that's when I started playing bass.
Actually, if we're talking about music that shaped us. Sorry, this question is going on, but it's quite fun to talk about.
I like it.
If like kind of that stuff like punk and ska kind of shaped you, music that shaped me, in addition to classical music, because I remember discovering Beethoven in a serious way and being like 12 and being like, I'm never gonna love anyone as much as this. I remember
Beethoven?
As Beethoven's music, and I remember telling that to my mom specifically, and I was like, nothing will make me feel this way. And in some ways, nothing does. She was like,
Okay.
great. Music that really shaped me was like kind of 2000s indie, like pop rock, like
Like what? Give me an example.
Like Arcade Fire.
Oh, okay.
Radiohead. I was obsessed with Radiohead.
Hey, do you know what? Right, I remember when
and
first...
Interpol. I will still like. I would love to see Interpol live because they were really
I remember
special
when the
to me.
first Arcade Fire album came out, it kind of like changed everything.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was so great. But then I got into, and then when I was a little bit older, I got into folk, like English folk, because I started specialising in like Shakespearean stuff and Jacobean stuff and Elizabethan stuff, and folk is really kind of prevalent in all of that, and really makes you feel kind of in touch with it. So I really got into that when my studies kind of took me in that direction. And I still love folk now. And I play melodeon, which is adorable. I got me loads of work when I was acting.
So myself.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do one more question. I
one
know
more
this has been
question.
over an hour now, but we've got one more question only because it's from Stina, who we love.
This is such a long...
No, it's not. Congrats on your upcoming wedding, guys. I love the card. So beautiful. Edit. My original question was basically just uploaded to YouTube in the meantime. So instead of you talking about Darnassus and what will become of it, we've done that again just now.
Oh, oops.
Here's another question. I'm going completely off WoW topic and ask, aside from WoW and other gaming, what are your greatest hobbies?
Ooh. Well, my greatest hobby, which I actually don't do as much anymore, which I should, was drawing. I was like always drawing constantly.
You still draw quite a lot now.
I still... A lot less. Like when I was younger, it was like every day. It was my life.
Every day, bro.
Yeah, every day, bro. And yeah, so I'd say drawing, reading. I love to read. I read all the time. That's one thing I still do.
It's so weird how you just lose all these things from when you were a kid. Like,
I feel
all these
like
things you just love doing.
I know, and I remember there was a phase in my life where I was like, nothing makes me feel as good as drawing. And why would you ever stop?
I think that's the same. I used to be like that about painting sit-down miniatures as well.
Yeah.
I painted a whole Dark Angels army.
Wow.
It was amazing.
I bet.
So good.
So drawing, reading, listening to music, playing music, because I still play my violin with an orchestra. Those are my big hobbies. And then I do like graphic design stuff. And I used to build GeoCities websites, and it was amazing. Not gonna lie, I still have some amazing like archive.org websites floating around on GeoCities.
That's really cool.
So yeah, those are my hobbies, and I really like traveling, and I really obviously like being in new, strange places.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe you'd never have found your way here.
And I like writing too. So
Riding?
Writing.
I thought it meant like riding horses.
I did when I was a kid.
Did you ride horses when you were a kid? I rode horses when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I liked it. They're scary.
It was when we first moved to Swansea and we were going around the Gower first ever area of outstanding natural beauty in the EU. Just so you know, and we saw some horses. I was like 6, and I was fascinated by these horses. I was like, I love these horses. They're incredible. Because I was from London, I'd never seen a horse before. I was like, this is look at these majestic beasts. I didn't say because I was 6, and my parents were like, oh, he likes horses. Shall we just like never go out again and pay for our son to have horse riding lessons? And that's what they did because they're amazing parents. And I had horse riding lessons. I've hated every single moment.
Oh,
yeah. They're horrible. Horses are disgusting.
No, they're beautiful.
No,
they're
because
amazing.
you have like, okay, so to ride a horse, you have to like be quite rough with them.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not happy about that.
I always find it quite hard to like.
Because then when I was in drama school, we had to learn to ride horses again, and I already knew how to ride a horse, but I was still rubbish at it because I was like, I don't want to kick the horse.
You have to be quite forceful.
And I know that, okay, apparently they don't mind and stuff and whatever, but I still it doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah.
I don't care if they like it or not. I don't like kicking them.
Yeah,
I don't like it's weird. So yeah, but my secret hobby is that I really love football, which is a really ungeeky thing to say.
You do love football.
I love football. And when I say football, I mean soccer, obviously, as in like UK football.
Like the soccer ball.
And I'm a very big Swansea City fan.
Yeah.
And I always have been because my dad is. I suspect my dad is because his dad was. And I remember when I was a kid and I didn't care about football at all, it was a thing that we did with my granddad. And it was obviously my dad's way of hanging out with my granddad and taking him to the football, and we'd go and watch the football together. And I was like obnoxious, like 5-year-old, so I didn't care. And then Euro 96 happened, which everyone from England knows what that was all about. And it was just really exciting. And that got me into football in a big way. And that's when kind of football became mainstream in a big way in this country, in a way that had never been before, probably. And the next season after that, I went to see every single Swansea City game, home and away. Wow. Including FA Cup, mate. Aww. Which is a lot of games.
That is a lot of games.
Yeah, and my dad was like, awesome. He didn't even go to see all those games. And I've been a season ticket holder ever since at the old Swans. And since then, they've gone from the very bottom of the league, which is something Americans can't quite understand. They can't understand there's like multiple leagues and there's like relegation and like promotion and stuff. But there's many, many leagues, and Swans have gone right to the top. And they're there now. They're not doing very well, but they're there.
They're there.
And yeah, so I hang on to that. It's brilliant. I love it, and you hate it, so I kind of don't talk about it.
It makes me really nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate like football. I think it's actually really cool. Like sitting and watching a game makes me extremely nervous because I know how you're gonna feel. And
I don't love football culture so much. It's kind of weird and it's kind of like laddish and stuff. But at the same time, because I don't live in Swansea anymore, I really appreciate it if I go to because I go to more away games than I go to home games now, because like lots of games happen in London with Swans. And I love just seeing people from Swansea and hanging out with people from Swansea who happen to be in London to watch this game. Yeah. It's great. I love it. This is so cool. That's my secret hobby. We'll finish these questions.
Yes.
Bonus WoW related hobby. Lore-wise, what are your favourite hidden references in game? Personally, I find the hidden Shakespeare puns hilarious. My favourite being the achievement Full of Sound and Fury. Yeah. The Dogs of War is a big one with Battle for Azeroth coming on. That's one that happens a lot. I've always loved those as well. The Romeo and Juliet reference in the original Karazhan is really cool. Always really enjoyed that one.
I'm trying to think of what my favourite secret reference is. None of them are like coming to me off the top of my head.
I love like any reference that I find in WoW.
Yeah,
because I feel super clever.
Like I even love Harrison Jones. Like.
Okay, I mean, except Harrison Jones. Except Harrison Jones, because we say no to Harrison Jones. Big no to Harrison Jones. No, just no.
Yeah.
I hate Harrison Jones.
I do love how the quests and achievements are written around like pop culture as well, like things.
I prefer the slightly cleverer ones. I gotta be honest.
I liked the ley line bling achievement.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, but there've been loads of just like little references, and I prefer the little less obvious ones.
I get what you mean.
I remember like doing WOD and being in the garrison and finding the gravestone to Ray D. Tier. I was like, it means raid tier. It means raid. I'm so clever.
When I have to say, my favorite hidden references are classical music references throughout the soundtracks. They happen quite a lot.
Not so hidden.
Oh, well, I mean, if you don't know
especially in like BC.
Yeah, and in Outland, they're like they're like Chopin pieces and stuff.
I mean, they're literally Chopin.
Yeah,
like, motifs just stolen. Like, straight up.
But some of them are Easter eggy if you don't really know them, and like
right,
I'm such a nerd.
No, look, listen, doing those videos on the music of Warcraft was the best thing that ever happened because that got us totally in with Neil Acree.
Yeah, I love Neil Acree.
Yeah,
he's the bomb.
So awesome. But yeah, I love all of that stuff. I love the Shakespeare references as well.
Yeah,
obviously those that I notice. I'm sure there are loads that I don't even. Mm-hmm. It's because like so Shakespeare is like my thing, and it's like my area, and my dad as well. I was kind of brought up with it and stuff, and it's kind of been my life. And British people will know that there's this quiz show called University Challenge.
It is
in the UK.
So good.
Which is the actual best quiz show ever.
Oh my god! If for all our American friends and non-British people who haven't seen University Challenge, it is the best quiz.
Because the questions are ridiculous.
They're insane.
They're just stupidly hard.
It's just a trivia show, but with universities.
And like the questions, the kind of questions are like if you answer like 3 questions on this show, you've done amazing.
Yeah.
And like their teams of 4. And they have a very specific area of expertise. And so the science questions, they're not like pop science questions. Mm-hmm. They are proper, like, formulae science questions.
Yeah, same with the math questions. And they're really intense.
The questions are asked, I'm like, I wouldn't even know how to begin answering that question. But there's almost always like a Shakespeare round.
There's always a Shakespeare
Or at least, at the very least, there's always a Shakespeare question.
There's always
one. When it becomes clear that the Shakespeare question is starting to get asked,
it's like, hand over to you.
I genuinely get really nervous.
I know.
Because I'm like, if I can't answer this question, what is the point of me?
I know.
If I can't answer the Shakespeare question on University Challenge, what is the point of me?
Same, exactly. And if I can't answer like the music
or
like the contemporary modern art questions, I'm like, I have failed.
Or the US geography questions, which is
that
really
though.
unfair.
No, that's really unfair because I don't, you
But it's the same because you're not from the UK. If there's a UK geography question,
and
and again,
God,
they're really
so
specific
clueless.
and
They're
really
like,
ridiculous.
So just warning to American friends, like if you get to a like very specific British history round or a very specific like UK geography round, you will be so clueless, even if you know a lot. I'm just warning you. They get really, really specific.
Yeah.
But it's great though. It's my favorite.
It's brilliant.
Show.
It's the best quiz show ever.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe Pointless.
I think it's up
Are
there
you
with
telling me
Pointless.
you've never fallen in love with Pointless in the same way that I have?
Of course I have.
Pointless is probably like... Okay.
Pointless is very...
It's just as good in different ways.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate... If University Challenge is the ultimate like important knowledge quiz...
Yeah, Pointless is the pointless knowledge quiz.
Yeah, and but in the respect that like... It has found a scoring system for scoring pointless knowledge
so good.
Better than any other kind of like quiz show ever made.
Exactly, I'm with you. And if you know a pointless question, you're like, yes.
Yes, and if you get one pointless answer, and again, I'm really sorry people who are from the UK, but if you're from the UK, you understand this. Mm-hmm. Once I watched an episode of Pointless, and it got to the last round of Pointless, where all you've got to do, you can give 3 answers on a question, and if you get a pointless answer. So, you know how like Family Fortunes or Family Feud in America is we asked 100 people to name something that is blue and you've got to find the thing that they all said.
Yeah.
Pointless is like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
They ask 100 people to name someone who was in this movie and you've got to name the person that no one else said.
Has said.
So the more like obscure your knowledge, the better.
The better you are.
So like they would be like name a manga film and if you say Akira, you're not going to win.
You're not going to win, yeah.
Like, you need, like, this really obscure thing.
Yeah.
And the question was... And if you get... In the last round, it's so hard. All you need is one pointless answer to win. Mm-hmm. And you get 3 chances.
Yeah.
And the question was, name actors who were in the movie Starter for 10.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, is a movie starring James McAvoy about University Challenge.
Exactly.
And it just so happens that that movie was made the year after I left drama school, and I happen to know 3 people who were in that movie, who were in like really small parts, and they were all pointless answers, and I got 3 pointless answers.
You get a high five for that. That's
in the last round of Pointless, which I'm pretty sure no one in the history of the world has ever done.
That's pretty amazing.
And I'm even though it wasn't official because I was literally just sitting in my house watching it, I wasn't there, but I was like, I'm pretty sure this has never been done. And I'm really, really happy about this.
Yeah.
3 pointless answers on the last round of pointless.
That's pretty impressive.
This isn't a question, but I just want to read it out because it's just the end of Stina's message. If you guys are ever up for it, I'd love to treat you for a dinner when I'm in London in June. You don't need to treat us, Stina. Let us know when you're in London in June.
Oh, we'll totally say
we
hi.
will definitely meet up and have drink and stuff.
Hope you see this message 3 months after you.
Yeah, well, because we meet up with patrons and viewers of the channel all the time. And we've never had a bad experience.
No, we haven't.
We've met with lots of people, and it's always cool. Because
it's always been really nice.
I think we're just really lucky. We've just got a really good community.
Yeah, we do. We do.
So, Stina, we are totally up for that, mate. Absolutely. P.S.
PBS.
Oh, no, P.S. You guys should really get a dog named... I lost it. Shit. Gen! Ah! Then you will always have a good boy around. It's very true. Sorry for this long message. Don't be sorry, Stina. It was a splendid way to finish.
You're such a good boy.
And the next Q&A will start with Eric's question. So that's...
Yeah. Okay, good.
Thank you for this super extended Q&A. It was fun though, wasn't it?
It was really good.
I enjoyed it. Should we have dinner now?
Yeah.
Should we finish writing the weekly reset?
Yeah.
Is this all right? Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry it's been so long since the last one. But this will keep you going for a while, I'm sure. Yeah. This might make you regret that you were hoping for one, to be honest.
This is kind of like when you're, trying to keep with... Trying to keep up with short-circuiting. This is like when you're trying to keep up with Critical Role. And
yes, it's impossible.
And you're like, oh, well, time to listen to 4 hours of this on my commute.
Yeah.
And sometimes I manage to get through it in a week. I often don't. So
I'm still on episode like 4.
I'm so far behind.
So terrible. I'm seeing like all these updates on like Twitter.
It's like,
like, this amazing thing happened. I'm like, I don't know. Shh.
I still have like 500 hours to listen to.
Yeah. And that's from not even finishing the first season.
Oh God, I mean that went on for years. So I'm never actually gonna.
Next week, we've got a video about Sylvanus. And well, because it's the message that we put on Patreon. Thank you for your amazing ideas about other videos we can do. We're definitely gonna do like a Kultiran lore video and things like that. I've got a feeling like the beta is gonna start. Beta, okay. It's gonna start winding down a little bit now, so I'll have more opportunities to kind of do these like other videos and stuff as well. Yeah. So thank you from me, Taliesin.
And me, Evitel. Whew, that was a good one. Cheers.
Cheerio. Cheers.
Cheerio.
Cheers, Rio. You're like that guy from from Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I like to do that every time I have a drink now.
Me too.
I take a sip and I go, and I like to like out of the corner of my eye try and clock your reaction to see if like
I love it.
You know that I'm doing it as a joke,
I'll
or
do
if
it
you
back
think
at
that's
you.
me now, and you're like, what have I done? What have I done?
I love it.
I'm gonna press the stop button.